Ahmed Al-Burai. Hi, Ahmed. You heard Trump's words yesterday. You heard Ismail Haniyeh speak today. You're a Palestinian. How do you feel? Is a third intifada what is necessary to reject this declaration by the United States?
Everybody was worried about the repercussions, the ramifications of this kind of decision, whether it's going to be terrible or tolerable. What seems to be, it's going to be terrible. On the ground, there is a kind of escalation, not only from the Islamists, which is Hamas, represented by Haniyeh, who believe in the military resistance against occupation. It's also by the peace partner, Mahmoud Abbas, who also called for a unification of the Palestinians against this kind of decision, because Donald Trump did not just drive a blow to the Palestinians, I mean the Islamists of them, to the negotiation process that lasted for more than 25 years, hoping that at the end of the road we're going to have an independent state. Now the two-state solution is on the stake. There is no way that this is going to be a solution on the table unless the Palestinians have East Jerusalem as their capital. The Israelis are going to have West Jerusalem, but this is going to be the last phase of the negotiation. Everybody is calling on Donald Trump to refrain from this move, but it seems that the guy wants to fulfill the promise. It was like a kind of wag the dog move when he just tried to cover what's happening in the big failure of the domestic policy, the same as Netanyahu, who's having major problems, scandals of corruption and bribery, hundreds of thousands of Israelis protesting inside Tel Aviv against him.
So if you think both Netanyahu and Trump are, in a sense, creating distractions for the domestic market, you would hope that perhaps the Palestinians wouldn't take these declarations too seriously, feeling that perhaps they could be reversed. I mean, many have said Trump may only have a year left in office before he's taken out. And these decisions, putting the embassy there will take at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Everything can change. Is it worth the Palestinians fomenting a military or an armed uprising of any sort in the light of the person who's made this declaration?
For the Palestinians, it is, in my opinion, a kind of a chance that everybody should seize. On the one hand, they have the split between the Hamas and Fatah. Also, they have a kind of international momentum now, sympathy with their cause, not only in the Arab and Muslim world here in Turkey, other countries, also in the West, in Europe. You have Macron, who condemned the move, UK condemned the move, the Pope himself in Italy condemned the move. So there is a kind of more momentum, more leverage to the Palestinians to put their cause higher and try to show that this is what's happening. Israel is not recognizing the coexistence. A mentality is not there. They're not recognizing the Palestinians' right of return. They're not recognizing the two-state solution. So it was more of a pipe dreams. It was more of a cliches of negotiation processes that never will come up with something. That's why they should look for other alternative. Whether this is going to lead to more eruption of more violent uprising or intifada, as what Ismail Haniyeh is calling for, or whether it's going to be a popular movement on the ground like the BDS, the boycott, divestment, and for the academics and other international arenas, I think they should look for different platforms to resist these kind of moves.
It is interesting, though, as we keep citing this near universal condemnation, but Netanyahu actually just came out to say that he expects more countries to follow suit and begin to move their embassies to Jerusalem. We'll see how that plays out. We'll talk about that later. Hopefully, Ahmed, thanks so much for coming in to speak to us.
Thank you.
Now.